The Taipans versus the JackJumpers is all about Sam Waardenberg and his return, playing his first game for Cairns this season, and what effect will it have instantly on their performance? I'm going to say it's going to take a couple of games before we see what the Taipans are all about with Waardenberg, thus giving the JackJumpers their second victory in a row for the first time since round 3. Now, we all know how it has gone for me tipping on the JackJumpers this season. I tipped against them, and of course they won. I tipped them to win, and of course they lose. That's what happens when you bet on teams on your own team. But hasn't really been helping for any of the other teams. Every team must be my team at the moment because we're still in this downward spiral of NBL tipping. But we're going to dig ourselves out. It's got to happen. It's the law of averages. What we always say, playing the long game. Ride the highs, ride the lows. Now, enough with all of that and my sad story. Let's dive into this one. How's it going to play? How's it going to play out? Look, the JackJumpers started off extremely slow against Southeast Melbourne and then got back to basics and played defense. I think we've been talking about the JackJumpers and what they need to do to improve their scoring. Well, it's Scott Roth. He plays defense and then lets the offense sort itself out and do enough. And maybe that's the attitude we need to have with the JackJumpers. And it's a perfect opportunity coming up against Cairns, who don't necessarily score so well, ranked 10th in the league. So it works out well for the Jackies to play this defensive game. That being said, jumping on a whole heap of player props, more so for this one, because it feels like I got a better chance of hitting those than I do at actually hitting the result. So we start off with our main man, the ex-JackJumper, Jack McVeigh, and his 3-point shooting. Backing McVeigh to go 3+ in threes. You can see this crazy column here where he is hitting 5 threes, 4 threes, 4 threes, 3 threes. Look, taking a whole heap of 3-point attempts and sinking them. Hit 3 against the Jackies last time they played when Cairns actually got up. The next one, we go on to Andrew Andrews and getting 7+ assists. Look, he's done that here, 8, 10, 8, 9, and just 6 last game when they did beat the Hawks. But McVeigh wasn't playing. When McVeigh plays, he becomes the deliverer more so than he was that game. So, taking Andrew Andrews for 7+ assists. And on the JackJumpers side of the ball, it's actually Magnay. Had a little bit of a, I don't know, I'd say a slow start to the season to his standards, but it feels like he's coming along with the physical game where he is at his best. And he needs to do that for the JackJumpers, especially if Waardenberg's going to be at top flight. Otherwise, muscling out the lesser of the bigs of Cairns is going to be important for a JackJumpers victory here. And look, we've seen him get 10 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 7 rebounds. So, lucky 7, getting Magnay for 7+ rebounds as well in this one. And then taking the Jackies to edge out Cairns with a 2.5 start on the, or as 2.5 favourites on the road. So, simple as that one. Let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed, maybe, toes crossed as well. But just remember, all this is about the fun. So gamble responsibly and happy punting.